Hello everybody from aboard the brand new and first Airbus A350 of Swiss on a flight that is anything but regular. Swiss senses. After many years of waiting, a new cabin is finally being introduced at Swiss. The fact that the Swiss national carrier no longer truly belongs to Switzerland is now also evident in this cabin, as the seats are identical to those of the new Lufthansa Allegris introduced a year ago. Or are they? Completely guest-oriented, comfort and elegance are the focus of this new cabin of Swiss, characterized by modern Swiss culture and attention to detail, according to the airline's PR department. In two reports, we take a detailed look now at the entire aircraft on the first flights of this brand new Swiss Airbus A350 to see just how much Swiss senses and comfort we can truly expect here. And of course, we also talk about booking, costs, and the best mile redemptions with the equally new miles and more. So let's go on the brand new Swiss Airbus A350 in premium economy class in 1 hour from Düsseldorf to Zurich. Welcome to the Plane Insider. I'm Chris from Travel Sing Fly. Here you'll explore the world's airlines up close, from economy to business and first class, filmed live on board, authentic and full of detail. You'll also discover stunning destinations across all continents and learn how to make premium travel possible through miles, points and insider know-how built over 25 years of experience. Honest, inspiring and entertaining. It's your inside view into aviation and travel. This is The Plane Insider by Travel Sing Fly. Subscribe now and let's fly. The first long-haul routes of this Airbus A350 of Swiss will be in North America, but before that they're testing this plane with passengers and cabin crew on European destinations, or 2 European destinations. The first flight was to Palma de Mallorca, and on the same day there was another flight to Malaga, and here we are on the third destination on the second day of service of this very plane, and that is Düsseldorf. The plane arrived in Düsseldorf a little delayed, so we're gonna also depart from here a little delayed, but never mind. And later today I'm also gonna go to Prague on this very plane in business class. So of course we're gonna have a look at all the cabin classes here: economy class, premium economy class, in another report business class, and maybe we're also gonna have a little peek into first class. Before the flight, I went to the lounge, and with my Amex Platinum card, I could access the Priority Pass lounge in Düsseldorf. That's the Hugo Junkers lounge that's just being refurbished at the moment. It's going to be a really great lounge in the future with a terrace even. And then also with my economy class ticket, in combination with my Amex Platinum card, I also could use the Lufthansa Business Lounge. Also a really nice lounge actually. This premium economy seat has already been introduced by Swiss on its long-haul fleet, and it's the same as the one of the new Lufthansa Allegris premium economy, just with its own finishings in terms of fabrics and colors. Hidden under the armrest, it offers inductive charging for your phone as well as USB-A and USB-C ports. The well-padded leg rests are comfortable and go up pretty much, while you can comfortably lean back in the seat shell without disturbing anyone behind you. The highlight is definitely the large Ultra HD screen, which is really fun to use, and added to that are the 5 fantastic high-resolution external cameras. The new Swiss Senses economy class was a particularly nice surprise for me personally, as the legroom was significantly better than expected. Swiss points out on its website that they have concentrated on this seat to offer more legroom, and while that is often said, I actually noticed it myself. Also here there's a large Ultra HD TV screen, and long-haul flights are definitely more bearable here than with some competing airlines. So altogether the first impression is really very good. Such a beautiful plane, very tasteful design, interior design. Of course that was the same case with Lufthansa Allegris. I was on the first flight to Toronto a year and a half ago. If you haven't seen the report about Lufthansa Allegris, I really advise you to have a look. It's really pretty interesting, and you're gonna see all the seats on board the plane, because There's many and many options of many different seats on that plane. Anyway, now it's time to take off. That was such a beautiful takeoff. First of all, it was so short. I was really quite surprised because this plane is actually completely full. Every single seat is taken up. Sure, there's a lot and a lot of flight enthusiasts that all want to just be on this very plane on one of the first flights. Then it is not only the very beautiful view outside, but also the cameras here. The onboard cameras are just stunning. They don't have just one outside or external camera, but they have 5. There's one from the very back wing down to see the whole plane. Then there's one to look completely down. Then there's one just to look to the front, just behind the first wheel, the front wheel. And then there's a camera to the right side and one to the left side. So that's really pretty amazing. Altogether, such a beautiful takeoff. And the cameras are also not just there, but they're also super crystal clear. And it's also just always wonderful just to sit by the window. It's already an amazing experience, no matter how many times I've been flying on a plane. What makes this flight also so special, except for being one of the first flights of this very beautiful brand new plane and brand new cabin, is that I'm sitting here in premium economy class, although it's not being sold on European regional flights. Premium economy class is officially sold on mid and long haul flights, and if you get that, you get an elevated food and beverage service, and then there's a little nécessaire, that's a small amenity kit that contains earplugs, a toothbrush, toothpaste, eye mask, and I think also some socks. And then you have some little nice amenities kits in the bathrooms. That's, I think the brand is Soda by Swiss, and you get some creams and so on from that brand. Altogether, of course, the seat is most important, and that is really very nice. You don't have only the very nice recline, that also is very easy for the person that sits behind you, because the whole seat just goes a little forward within this seat shell. That means if you sit behind a person that wants to recline, you will not feel it, because the shell is still the same. And then there's a very nice leg rest also that goes up very nicely. It won't squeeze your legs into the seat in front of you, but it's really very nice. So altogether, it's a very nice and relaxed feeling here. Very comfortable. I can imagine a long-haul flight on this plane. Really nice. As not regular at all as this flight is, being one of the first of this beautiful Swiss Airbus A350, as regular is actually the food service and beverage service, because the only thing they get really for free here is a bottle of Swiss water. And of course a little piece of Swiss chocolate. Everything else you have to buy. Now we still have breakfast time, so I opted for some coffee. That's a little on the pricey side with 4 francs and 50. However, it's very nicely done, because it's really brewed inside the cup with a very special system. And then I have some bircher muesli, so extremely Swiss muesli that I'm gonna have. It's not too expensive, but also not super cheap. So anyway, let's have that. Of course, on long and mid-haul flights, and you get proper food in economy class, and especially in premium economy class. be descending into Zurich already, and of course this flight is quite normal when it comes to the service, because this is just a regular economy class service, which means you only get one bottle of Swiss water and that's it. The rest has to be paid for. However, of course, sitting on this seat in this very nice cabin is pretty special, so that is really a very good thing to do if you manage to get on one of these flights. The whole cabin is really very beautiful. I mean, this premium economy class exists already on other planes of Swiss, but it's very elegant, very spacious, and for sure a step up, and absolutely better than many competitors. So that is really quite impressive. Then the economy class is also really nice, has these very nice large, crisp TV screens. They're really a real big joy. And now I'm really curious how the next flight is gonna be. Today it's gonna be in business class on this very plane, and I'm really curious how much it is really exactly like Lufthansa's Allegris and how much it's maybe completely different. So we will see. Before that flight I'm gonna go to the lounge in Zurich and prepare, of course. Miles & More is the frequent flyer program of Lufthansa and also of Swiss. Since the program was redesigned in June 2025, it has become a bit more confusing, but in many cases also much more rewarding. If flexibility is not so important to you, there are some really great routes with Lufthansa, Swiss and Austrian for relatively few miles on both short and long-haul flights. The new dynamic system shows very different amounts of miles depending on the city pairs, and a closer look at several alternative departure and destination airports can save you a lot of miles. You can save a particularly big amount of miles on long-haul flights with Lufthansa, Swiss or Austrian if you start in other European countries with a transit in Frankfurt, Munich, Zurich or Vienna, and especially departure airports in Eastern and Northern Europe stand out when it comes to great miles redemptions. How did I book this flight and how much did it cost? I booked this flight with a cash light fare ticket for 87 euros. Later I added 35 euros for my luggage and 20 euros for my seat reservation to make sure I get a premium economy class seat on this special flight. Booked with miles, the flight would have cost around 3,200 miles without luggage, up to around 19,000 miles with luggage and full flexibility, plus 55 euros in surcharges each, compared to 250 euros for a cash paid fully flexible ticket. So in this case a flex ticket as a miles redemption would not be a good idea. So here we've landed at Zurich Kloten Airport. What a beautiful flight, very special, and now I'm really curious how the business class version is gonna be. In a few hours from now I'm gonna be in business class on this very plane, and that is another report. I hope you really enjoyed this flight report. If yes, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, write your comments. There's much more behind each of my videos than meets the eye. Nothing is produced quickly or haphazardly here. That's why this channel is different. Every shot, every edit, every piece of research is done by hand with a lot of time, passion and attention to detail. If you appreciate this, then please subscribe to the channel right now, and if you would like to support me further, leave me a super thank or buy me a coffee or two with a little link on the screen. This will help me continue producing honest, independent airline reports and travel videos. Thank you so much for being part of this, because without you, much of this would not be possible. And another really nice report would be this one over here. Check it out right away. I'm Chris. Thank you for watching.